Welcome to the One Star Weakfoot Show, your one-stop shop for player reviews, starring your host, One Star Weakfoot, and our review specialist, One Star Weakfoot. Good evening, and welcome to the One Star Weakfoot Show, your one-stop shop for player reviews. I'm going to be your host today, One Star Weakfoot, and it fills my heart up with so much joy. So much warm feelings just to see you back at the channel today. I appreciate all you guys at home for watching this video, and to show my appreciation today, this is courtesy of the One Star Weakfoot Show, by the way. We're gonna be giving away a $20 PSN or Xbox game code. I did say I would be giving one away about a week and a half ago when Everton beat Chelsea, if they were gonna go ahead and beat Chelsea, and they did. Come on, you Blues, up the toffees. So to celebrate that, and to celebrate all you guys at home for being wonderful supporters, I'm giving away that $20 Xbox or PSN game code, depending on what system you play on. So to enter, I'm gonna keep it nice and simple, and I'm gonna ask you guys to comment in the comment section down below what card you'd want out of Footmas this promo. Like, what card are you looking forward to, or what card you want? And I'm just gonna ask you guys to leave either a Twitter or an email address for me to contact you just in case you win. So go ahead and do that down below. Now we're gonna review this 84 rated Diego Carlos, and who would have thunk it? As you guys know, yesterday I reviewed another Brazilian Road to the Finals card, Juan Jesus, and today EA decided to drop another Brazilian Road to the Finals card, Diego Carlos. And if anybody's used La Liga as a starter league, or if anybody's done any La Liga objectives, you might know that his non-informed version is actually quite a cheap beast. So is this card now usable in the weekend league? We're gonna find out. He's 6'1". He has the medium-high work rates. He has a 4-star weak foot, which is very unique for a defender. He also has 3-star skill moves. I played 6 games in Rivals with him. I got 0 goals and 0 assists, but he is a defender, so we're not too worried about it. Before we go any further, if you're new to the channel, please hit me with a subscribe down below. And if you're enjoying the content, you're already subscribed, please hit me with a like down below. I appreciate all you guys once again for watching. Now let's look at the stats a little bit closer. So what is appealing about this card? What makes you want to do his SBC? First, we're gonna look at the pace. His pace is very good for a center back. It's exactly what you want, especially if you're playing weekend league, you're playing Rivals, and you're playing a bunch of people who's using a bunch of pacey cards. This guy might be a good counter to that. His passing stats are decent in some areas. I mean, he has 85 short passing. Unexpectedly, he has 83 free kick accuracy, but his vision's pretty low. His long passing is mediocre. He looks like he'll be a decent passer of the ball, but nothing more, nothing less. His dribbling stats are decent for a defender. 76 agility is big. There are some things I don't like though. 79 composure, 81 reactions do not fill me up with confidence at all. His defending stats are decent. I mean, he has a very good stand tackle on him, it looks like. He has very good defensive awareness. His interceptions look poor. His slide tackling looks poor, but I don't really slide tackle very often, so I'm not too worried about that either. His physical stats are very good. 90 strength, 86 aggression, 85 jumping, but then there's the elephant in the room. 68 stamina. Does it ruin the card? Well, we're about to find out. So we're gonna jump into the review portion of this episode. We're gonna take you over to the studios, to our review specialist, One Star Weakfoot. Take it away. Thanks, One Star. So you guys at home might be wondering, why are you wearing a jacket, One Star? And I gotta tell you, man, shout out to all my New Yorkers. It is absolutely freezing cold on the East Coast. I guess global warming took a break today, but we're not here to talk about the weather, man. We're here to talk about this 84 Diego Carlos card. Is he worth the money? And I would say, all right, he's going for about 67K, I believe, to complete the SBC. And I would say he's definitely a good value card. However, how good is he? We're about to find out. Let's break down the stats. So we got 80 pace on this card. How does it feel? I think it feels very solid. He feels very quick to accelerate. He definitely has enough pace to keep up with the quickest attackers on this game. However, comparing him to somebody like Varane, comparing him to somebody like Juan Jesus Road to the Finals card, he feels just a step slower than them. So therefore, I gotta give his pace an 8 out of 10. It's very good, but not quite at the top tier that you would expect. Next, we're gonna talk about his passing, all right? When you look at his passing stats, he does have some good stats, he has some bad stats, all right? So the good, his short passing is 85, and he does do his job when it comes to passing out the back. If you want to be Pep Guardiola, if you want to play modern football on FIFA, play out the back, he'll probably be able to do it. However, he's not a David Luiz. He's not somebody that's going to be able to ping those long passes over to start a counter. He's not that kind of guy. However, he does get the job done. Overall, I gotta give his passing a 7 out of 10. It's decent. Definitely a step above the Juan Jesus Road to the Finals card, but not really much more than that. Next, we're going to talk about his dribbling, all right? Because one of the most attractive features of this card, aside from the pace, is his dribbling. I mean, 76 agility on the defender is very good. And in-game, I would say he felt very decent on, as far as jockeying. He felt very decent as far as turning. However, there's a few things that let him down here. The first thing is that in-game, he does seem to have a stockier body type than somebody like Juan Jesus, than somebody like Militao. And therefore, when it comes to turning with the attacker, let's say you got turned by an Mbappe, or you got turned by a Neymar, you need to recover. He is a step slower than somebody like Militao, somebody like Juan Jesus, despite what his agility stats say. The fact that he has 81 reactions is noticeably a con in my opinion, all right? Because when it comes to tackling people and then getting the ball back after you win the tackle, I noticed that players with lower reactions like Diego Carlos tend to lose those second chances, and it's really an annoying thing, especially in the late gameplay, especially against people who have really good teams full of players with high reactions. It's definitely a negative mark in my opinion. His 79 composure is very mediocre. I don't really notice it really hindering the card or helping the card at all. Overall, I gotta give his dribbling a 7 out of 10. He has decent agility, okay? He's not gonna feel too clunky. He's not gonna feel like a Van Dijk, but at the same time, he's not as smooth as somebody like a Militao or a Road to the Finals Jesus. Next, we're gonna talk about his defending, all right? Because for every defender, this is gonna be the make or break stat. Is he a wall in the back? And I would say he's very reliable, but at the same time, I wouldn't really say he's a wall in the back. Let me explain. So, 79 interceptions, how does it feel in game? I would say he actually felt better than 79 interceptions. I think a lot of that is due to the fact he has the 85 defensive awareness. So positionally, he was very solid. He has medium-high work rates, which helped that. And on top of that, he has very long legs. So he's able to stick his leg out and get interceptions that you wouldn't guess that he'd be able to get. So contrary to like what you may think at home, his interceptions were fine in my opinion. His defensive awareness, as I touched on, is very solid. Positionally, I have no issues with him at all. Where he did seem to really fail me in comparison to other center backs that I have tried on this game is his stand tackle. And I'm not sure what it is actually, because he has 85 stand tackling. He has 90 strength, 86 aggression. So you would think this guy's gonna come in with a lot of power and take that ball from the opponent. But I think what it is that he's being hindered by his lack of reactions, his lack of composure, because he felt clumsy going into a challenge. And even when he did win the ball, at times he would just give the ball right back to the opponent. And I noticed him being worse at this than somebody like a Road to the Finals Jesus. Even though stat-wise, when it comes to stand tackle, they're very similar. I mean, there's only one. I think like Jesus has 86 and Diego Carlos has 85 stand tackling, so they're very similar stat-wise. But in-game, I prefer Juan Jesus' tackle much more than Diego Carlos' tackle. And don't get it twisted, okay? He doesn't have a horrible tackle. He doesn't have a bad tackle, okay? He has a very above-average tackle. So yeah, that's where I feel like he does let me down from time to time. Overall, though, I gotta give his defending an 8.5 out of 10. He's a solid card. He feels very decent. However, he's not at that top tier, and I think he could use 1 or 2 more upgrades to really reach that level. Finally, we are gonna talk about his physical, okay? Because there's a few things to talk about here. So first, we're gonna talk about his strength. He has 90 strength, 86 aggression, and in game he definitely feels like that. He's very strong going into a challenge. However, like I said, he can feel kind of clumsy, but it's not due to his physical. His jumping at 85 is very solid. He is good at winning headers in the air. He could even be an aerial threat, but I mean, heading is dead, so it's not really a big deal. His 68 stamina, because he's a center back, I don't think it lets him down at all. The only way I think he's gonna let you down with the 68 stamina is if you go high press all game long. If that's the kind of defender you are, you may not like him because he probably will need a sub, which is kind of unfortunate for a center back. But other than that, I think his physical is very good. Overall, I gotta give his physical an 8.5 out of 10. Most people won't find the stamina issue. I didn't at all. All right, so overall, what would I rate this card? I think this card's a very good card. I think he's a solid card. I think he's a solid investment at 63, 65K, whatever he's costing, because Sevilla's playing a team that they're expected to get past. I know this happened last year where they were expected to get past the team. They lost to them and Ben Yedder dropped because he had like one of these cards. Ben Yedder's card dropped like crazy. But this year, I don't think it's going to happen again, all right? But the thing to consider here is that this is a Europa League card. So you're going to need to wait for the entire round of 32 to be over for him to become an 86 rated card. And the date of that is going to be February 27th. So is it really worth it if you need a top tier defender on your team right now? I would say no. I think in game he's very similar in quality to somebody like a not informed Militao. I mean, that's not a bad thing because Militao is very overpowered on this game. But I think it's going to be until February 27th when he's going to be a real impact on your team defensively. Can you afford to wait for that long? That's really up to you at home. But overall, I do gotta say that he does have a lot of pros. He has good pace. He's very agile for a defender, but he's not quite the most agile, but he is agile. His defending is mostly good. Like I said, he is a bit clumsy going into a challenge, so he doesn't have that top tier tackling that I did expect him to have. And physically, he's a beast. His cons really come in, like I said, with his clumsy challenges at times. And I think it's really just down to his lack of reactions and lack of composure. Overall, I gotta give this card an 8 out of 10. He's a very solid card, decent value for money, but he's not a top tier defender if that's what you need on your team. All right, guys, so that's gonna be my Diego Carlos review. Hopefully you guys at home enjoyed it. Once again, don't forget to like and subscribe, and once again, don't forget to enter the contest. I forgot to say earlier in the video that I will stop taking entries into this contest at Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern time. So that gives you guys enough time to really get an entry in, everything like that. So good luck with that, and I'll see you guys in the next video shortly. Peace.